Russell T Davies has created hit TV shows like Queer as Folk and Years and Years. However, when he pitched It's a Sin to 3 different TV channels, it was rejected over fears it wouldn't be a success. Finally, Channel 4 aired the first episode of the drama last week and immediately became a trending topic on Twitter, with the response being extremely positive. It's a drama that looks into the lives of a group of British gay men in the 1980s going through the AIDS pandemic when it first broke.
So I'm Jay. I was diagnosed with HIV in late 2019. So I've known about the show coming up for a while and been really heavily excited. And it was honestly the most reassuring thing to kind of get such a wide reception from all corners of society, like my straight friends, my lad friends, like people in the media, like everyone just seems to have the nicest reception to the show.
Jay watched the whole box set with his mum, who has supported him through his journey, and he found the show extremely educating in the history of HIV.
People like me, my age, it allows us to see what the reality of HIV was like back in the 1980s and the 90s, and to understand how far the journey has come and how far a diagnosis has changed, and to realize that, I am incredibly lucky, because if I was born 20 years ago, and my reality would be very different now, very different now.
It's a Sin is one of the only British shows to focus solely on HIV and AIDS, bringing light to a mainstream audience, though the education doesn't need to stop there.
My name's Russell. I was diagnosed with HIV in 2019, September. I think it's brilliant that it's on Channel 4 and it's going to be going into people's living rooms all over the country. And the fact it's going into everyone's living rooms and everyone's going to be talking about it and having that conversation and educating themselves as well, I think it's a great thing.
It's a Sin has started a well-needed conversation around the topic of HIV and AIDS. It's something most people don't know about, even though statistics from the National AIDS Trust show that in 2019 there was over 100,000 people in the UK living with HIV.
A friend of mine, Holly, and I were talking about, and we've been in touch with Channel 4, and we were thinking of when it actually airs It's a Sin, to have some adverts in between each ad break, just to explain the importance of spreading the awareness of U equals U and to try and decrease the stigma that still unfortunately exists around it.
U equals U is a campaign for HIV awareness and means undetectable equals untransmittable. There are many misconceptions with HIV, mainly with how it's spread and treated. Statistics from the National AIDS Trust show there are actually higher cases of people living with HIV in the UK than ever before. This is down to medication, such as antiretroviral therapy, letting them live long and healthy lives.
Hello, I am Silvia Petretti and I'm a woman living with HIV. I was diagnosed HIV positive in 1997. It was a very different time and it was really, really scary and a terrible time in my life. However, thanks to treatment and support, I'm still here and I'm doing fairly well. People with HIV in the UK are very lucky. We have access to really good treatment and care from the NHS.
There's also a medication called PrEP that people take if they're more likely to be at risk of contracting HIV as a precautionary measure for stopping transmission, though it's not commonly known.
Because I never even knew that PrEP existed until after I caught HIV. And if I had known PrEP existed and I had known the realities of a HIV reality today, I would have been on PrEP and I most likely would not have HIV now.
For more information and support on this topic, you can contact helplines such as Switchboard and the Terence Higgins Trust or the NHS website.